And then we'll come back to all fours for the second side. So we're starting from the top. We're starting from that opposite arm and leg reach, and we're gonna hold it. Left arm reaches, right leg reaches, and you're trying to make sure your hip isn't rotating. Pull that right hip down, squeeze your inner thighs. We're gonna start our bend. So you'll pull your knee and your elbow in, try to touch them firmly, and then reach away. Pull, touch, and reach away. Monday in class, I started to make a connection to when I have you guys do bridging and I have you guys come all the way into the stopper and I make you hold it and hesitate so that you know you're there. I'm trying to bring in that connection, that idea throughout my classes in multiple places. This is one of them. So bend your knee, bend your elbow, touch, squeeze. That's like your stopper closing and knowing you're there. And then reach. 2 more. Pull, touch, reach. There are some 2-year-olds outside of my door. 1 more time. Now reach. You're going to put your left hand down, square off your right hip, point your toes, lower your leg down and up to the floor, and then as high as you can without that hip rotating and out. And you can look in the camera and can kind of see maybe what's happening. Mine definitely wants to kick up. And then think about your left inner thigh pulling in and your elbows being soft so that you can shift your weight back. Okay, we're keeping this guy up, round your spine, knee to nose. Take that leg back, soften those elbows, look up, and then round, pull, and reach. People start to complain about their wrists a lot in this series, so just make sure that you let them know they're in charge, right? The more they're dumping into their wrists, the more they're going to feel them. But if they can keep this like lightness, this lift away from the mat, that will help. And then just keep shifting weight back. Now stay out there, lift it a little higher, rotate it outward, pull, knee to shoulder or armpit, reach away, pull and reach. I try to shorten my right side of my waistline and when I bend and really lengthen, I go past my midline as I straighten, pull and reach, pull and reach. Keep shifting back. 5, 4, 3, 2, we're going to keep it over there on 1, lower like fire hydrant style and push it back open. Pull, push. People shift way forward because it gets pretty hard right about now. So keep shifting back, keep softening those elbows and keep pulling your left inner thigh in. Let's keep it open and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Bring it down. Wide knees, child's pose. Drop your head. Okay. We're going to roll up to a seated position. Swing your feet around so that they're right at the edge of the mat in front. We've done this 1,000 times, no matter where we are, what piece of equipment. You've got a long bend, arms are out in front of you. Inhale. Exhale, roll back. Find your C curve, pause, and then exhale, come right back up again. Roll back, find your C curve, exhale right back up again. Good. Again, roll back, pause, come up. 1 more, like this, and come up. Now, imagine you've got 2 ropes in your hands. They're like hardcore, heavy, thick ropes. And you've got the knots that are tight at the end. Roll back and stay. You've got that grasp. You're going to start to try to climb the rope, but you're not going to get anywhere. Like you're trying to pull it in so you can get out of this horrible position that you're in where your abs are really starting to talk to you, but you're just not getting anywhere, but you're trying to. Good. Now hold and come all the way up. Open your knees, rest your head down. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, but your ropes are above your head. So sit tall. You've got your ropes above you. Shoulders are down. Roll back. I'm in my C curve, so I'm super tough. Now I'm trying to climb the rope to get out of here, but I'm not getting anywhere. But I'm trying to pull and pull and pull and pull. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now hold it and lower down all the way as slow as you can. Bring your arms by your side, your feet walk in a little bit. Let's start bridging. Exhale, lift your hip, and then lower back down. Exhale, lift, and lower. Lift, and lower. Lift, and lower. 2 more. And lower. 1 more time. Now stay high. Shift your weight forward into your feet. So most of the time, everybody shift your weight back more towards your shoulders. That's kind of where you end up when you bridge. Shift your weight forward and then pull your heels towards your tush at the same time. That should activate glutes and hammies. And then if you can, close your ribs, drop them down, tuck your tailbone under. Stay here, just hold. And breathe. Now we're gonna walk. So we're gonna take your right foot towards the end of your mat. Left foot towards the end of the mat. Keep your hips steady. Right foot in, left foot in. Keep going. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left. Sorry. Might not have made sense for a couple of rounds. So you're going 1 foot, then the other, back, back, forward, forward, back, back, forward, forward, back, back. The next time you're forward, go pretty far. Second leg meets it. Roll down and back up. Down and up. If you're feeling this in your back, walk your feet in a little closer toward your tush again. We're going to stay at the top of the next one. We're going to lift your toes. So now your heels are in. Tuck your tailbone under more. Dip down an inch and up. Down an inch, up. Try to close your ribs. Make this in your pelvis. Little lower, almost like you're going to neutral, and then imprint. 2 more. 1 more. Now walk your feet together. Open your knees. Lower your hips and lift. So you're in this long diamond shape. Lift, lower. Lift and lower. 4 more. 3, 2. Hold it on 1. Open your knees an inch and close. Push, 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 push. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring your legs together all the way. Now they're squeezing. Hips don't go down and up. They can't go far. They're so far. Your legs are so far out there that there's not a lot of down here, at least with my bottom. You've got 2 more. 1 more. You're going to hold it. We're going back to our walking, but your legs are closer together. So in, out, out, in, out, out. Keep going like this. One more round like this, but I want to end when your legs are close in by your tush. Now lift your hips higher. Start to lift your heels and lower them. Try to squeeze your legs, almost like they're wrapping internally. Like you're spinning inward from the hip, and almost like the legs are like taped together and spinning. 3 more. 3, 2. Stay lifted on 1. Can you walk your heels a little closer to your tush? Lift your hips a little higher. Just stay here and hold. We're doing 1 more round of dropping and lifting with your heels. 3, 4. Keep squeezing. Keep inwardly rotating. And if that's not good for you, do something that is, like another leg position. 1 more time. Hold it at the top. Just hold. Walk 1 foot forward to normal. Other foot forward to normal. Squeeze your legs together. Lift your hips a little higher. And then lower all the way down. Let's straighten your legs out. Windshield wiper them. Okay, those roll up or roll downs that we did against that imaginary wall, this is where they came from. We're doing a roll up on the mat. So arms are going to reach behind you. Let's flex your feet, push down and out through your heels. Arms come up, curl the chin to your chest. And like you got those ropes in your hands, it's like somebody's pulling you up with those ropes, but you're pulling your belly back. Like you almost don't want to be pulled up. Stretch forward, let your knees bend. Same idea on the way down. You've got those imaginary ropes in your hands. Your feet are pushing forward as though you're up against a wall with your feet. And it's like somebody's holding you up so that you can really lay down one bone at a time. Arms reach back. If that's not good for you, maybe go knees bent with an ab curl. I'm thinking back issues that are major would maybe want to take that option. Arms come up, curl chin to chest. So now I've got those ropes in my hands. And it's like somebody's pulling me up, but I'm pretty stuck. So everything is kind of pulling back as my arms are going forward. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, roll right back down. Somebody's keeping your ropes. They're supporting you, but your feet are reaching forward. Arms are reaching forward. Belly's pulling back. Inhale. Exhale, curl. Chin to chest. Peeling off. Stretching over. Rolling down. All the same moves that we've been doing. Last time. Inhale. Exhale, curl up. Stretch over those legs. We're going to roll back down, really trying to get one bone at a time. You've got more mobility on this one than you did on the first one. Reach those arms over your head, and then go ahead and take your hands behind your head here. Interlace your fingers. Walk one foot in, and then the other knees are together, feet are together. Curl up into your ab curl, and lower your head and chest back down. Curl up and down. I want you to pay attention to whether or not when you curl up, are you tucking under and engaging those glutes? Try to take the glutes out of it. Exhale, curl up and down. So your head is heavy in your hands. Your elbows are wide. And when I do this, I'm thinking of my ribs pulling together like that corset is tightening. And then they're pressing down so that I can curl up and out. And I'm thinking about curling up and out to kind of where the ceiling meets the wall over there. Curl up and down. One more time. We're going to stay lifted, hold it, bring your right leg to tabletop. Let's tap your toes and lift back up. Keep thinking here, together and down. And also you're thinking about your hips staying stable. And that lift coming from your right deep oblique, which you may not feel. Okay, put down that foot. Let's switch right away. So if you need to, let your head feel heavy in your hands again, open those elbows, kind of resetting this ab curl, even though we didn't officially lower. You're just trying to connect all those dots. 2 more. 1 more, and then put your foot down, rest your head down. We're gonna bring legs to tabletop, one at a time. Click your heels together. Maybe your knees slightly pop open. Curl up and stay. Take your right foot down, bring it up, change. And you can start to pass. One passes the other, but there's no rocking anywhere. Now start to twist towards the knee that's bending. In, I should say they're both bending. And I want you to think about not rocking. So I'm not doing this. I'm not rocking all over the place, right? I'm staying really centered and twisting around that midline. Good, even out, curl a little higher. Bring your feet down, rest your head. Straighten those legs out all the way again. And let's bring your arms by your side. Okay, from here, we're gonna bend your right knee in, grab it, pull it in, maybe grab the shin and pull in. At the same time, push your left leg out farther. You're gonna flex your left foot really strongly. And now take your hands behind your right thigh, interlace them if you can, and think about your right inner thigh pulling in too. So you're not veering out to the right. Point your foot and flex it. Point and flex. Point and flex. Your left foot is staying flexed. It's your right foot that's pointing and flexing. Now soften this knee a little so you can pull it in towards your belly button and then release those arms. We're gonna circle your leg across your body. Squeeze your inner thigh. Open it out, but keep your hip stable with that opposite hip and pause at the top. So you're circling down, around, and up, pause. Down, around, and up, pause. I have to, you guys keep moving. Where my mind is on my left side. So I'm pulling in my mind, my left hip back, especially as my right leg goes to open. And I'm pushing down through my left heel. I'm also thinking about my hamstring on my left side, pressing down. At the top, we're gonna pause. Open, but keep your left hip down. Circle down, around, and up. Out, squeeze across and up. Out, around and up. Out, around and up. One more. And then bring that leg all the way down. Flex that foot, hug your left knee in, pull your knee in, push with your right. And then take your hands behind your left thigh, straighten that leg up, point and flex. And just point and flex. Soften your knee a little so you can connect in, arms by your side. Leg, foot is pointed, circle it across, around and up, pause. Right side is stable. So I'm not letting this happen as I move, right? My hip is not moving on the right side. It's anchoring me. And that's where your belly really comes into play. One more. Let's reverse it. Yeah, so I'm really tuning into that right side. Imagine my hand, open palm is on your hip bone, pushing it down. So it cannot go anywhere. Two more. One more. And then lower your leg down all the way. Reach long for your legs, maybe windshield wiper them. And then we're going to bring your knees in towards your chest. You're going to take your legs up to the ceiling, both of them. Let's take your right leg in your both hands and lower your left for scissors. Pull, pull, switch. Pull, pull, switch. Pull, pull. And that pull, pull is really my chest trying to get a little higher to my chin. Pull, 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 pull. One more each leg. And then we're going to have a little fun. Okay, now right leg is up, left leg is long. Take your hands behind your head and go back to those leg circles on the right. Your left leg is not low. Your left foot is pointed. I mean, it is low. It's not on the ground. So you're squeezing in. At the top, we reverse. Open out. So they're much smaller. You're still trying to stay stable through the left side. Leg is reaching long. One more. And we're going back to our scissors. Lift your left. Pull, pull, switch. Pull, 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 pull. One more each side. And then we'll bring that left leg up. Both hands behind your head. Point those right toes. It's hovering. Circle the left around and up. Around and up. Around and up. Two more. And then we reverse it. If it's too much to have your head up, you can lower your head down. You can also lower your foot if you needed to. And rest. Hug those knees in. Rock side to side in your hip. Shoot those legs out long again. Arms reach behind you. We're rolling up. Roll up one vertebra at a time. Coming all the way up. We're going to stretch over those legs. Okay, we're going to do a spine stretch forward because it's one that I think can be confusing. It's almost like too simple, so it becomes complicated. So arms are forward out in front of you, and you want to imagine that you're up against a wall here. From here down, we're staying up against the wall. I've got my knees bent, my feet are flexed. You're going to round up and over a big beach ball. But from here back, I'm pressing into the wall like I'm stuck. And then restack your spine. Do it again. Round up and over a big beach ball, but your low back, even like bottom rib, pressing back into an imaginary wall behind you. Inhale to go forward. Exhale to stack it up. One more time. Inhale to go forward. Oh, I just heard something break in there. Stack it up. Okay, so now inhale, go forward. You're going to grab your ankle. You're going to draw your heels in toward your tush. You're kind of in a little bit of a frog shape. If you have steps behind you like I do, scooch forward. We're going open leg rocker. So we're going to go right leg straighten. It's at a diagonal. Bring it back in. Left leg straighten. Bring it back in. You're balancing right behind your sits bone. Your spine is curved, especially low back, but your chest is kind of proud. Okay, one more to be even. Then we're going to go both legs. I hope I have room behind me. Drop your head, rock back, inhale, go back to your shoulder blades. Exhale, rock up, balance at the top. Proud chest, but still rounded low back. Inhale, tips you over. You pull your belly in. Exhale, lands at the top. Good. So I'm tucking tailbone under as I inhale to rock me back. And then I'm exhaling at the top, kind of putting on my brakes before I go too far forward. Inhale back. Exhale up, balance. Inhale back. Exhale up. We're gonna do one more. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, bring it up. We're balancing at the top. Bring your legs together. Take your right hand off, reach to your toes. Left arm off, reach to your toes. Arms are gonna come down. You're coming down. And legs are gonna go straight up to the ceiling. Glue them together, small corkscrew. So you can't see this, but I've got my feet pointed. And I'm doing small leg circles together around and up. Pause at the top, reverse. Down on the left, up on the right. So my hips are staying down for this. My knees are soft. And I'm really focusing on trying to keep this about the shape of my pelvis. So it's not big. I'm not going low. I'm not going wide. It's all in my belly. Like my belly is what's driving this wheel, this circle. Once you're even, hug your knees in toward your chest. Good. Now, take your legs up to the ceiling. If you have space, well, let's do this first. Lower your legs about 45 degrees. Send your legs over your head, parallel to the ground. Open your legs, mat width, flex your feet, and slowly, slowly, slowly lower back down. Your legs come together, you point your toes, send your legs over your head, open your legs, flex your feet, roll down. One more. Legs come together, point your toes, send them over your head, open, flex, roll down. We're gonna do the reverse. So your legs stay open, your feet stay flexed, send them over your head, bring them together, point your toes, roll down slow. Open, flex, send them over, bring them together, point your toes, roll down. One more, open, flex, send them back over your head, bring them together, point, roll down. See if with control, super control, seatbelt across your belly, can you take your legs all the way down to the floor and then relax. Let's flip over onto your belly. Just flip over. Okay, let's go hands right underneath your armpit. Forehead is down. Elbows are squeezing in and pulling back. Just lift your hands off and hover them. I'm squeezing my shoulder blades. My head is down. Tops of my feet are pressing. I'm still holding and squeezing. And then bring your hands back down. Do that again. Lift your hands. Tops of my feet are pressing. Pubic bone is pressing down. Head is relaxed. And then hands come down. Two more. Lift, hold, squeezing, lower. One more. Inhale, lift, and then lower. Now, take your hands behind you, palms up, they're right beside you. Feet stay down. Reach your fingers back to your toes as you lift your head and your chest up. Open those collarbones, and you're holding here. And then lengthen to lower. So this starts for me with the reach of my fingers, then a roll forward with my nose along the mat as I lift my head and chest up. My gaze is towards the end of my mat, maybe a little bit in front of for me, and then lower back down. Arms reach, roll that marble forward with your nose, and then lower back down. Two more. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Now, if you have space, inhale to lift, reach your arms out in front of you, lift your legs up off of the floor, and start to swim. Slow and steady at first, keeping those hips stable. And if you've got it, speed it up. Neck is long, shoulders are down, swimming, swimming, swimming. Slow it back down a little, finding that control again, and then lift all four limbs up and then lower back down. Bring your hands to your armpits again where we started in this, but this time just push yourself back, take it into your child's pose, rest. Okay, we're gonna come on down again. We're gonna lay on your left side, all the way down on your left side. You're gonna have your arm long, or if you like to have your head propped up in your hand, you can. I just prefer my head long. We're gonna start with your knees bent. It's like you're in tabletop here. Start to lift this top leg up and down. I'm focusing on my hip, but also trying to keep my ribs connected so that my torso is flat, up, down. I can definitely feel my bottom leg working. You may be able to too. It's stabilizing. Okay, let's lift it to hip height and hold it. Keep your foot here, right? It's not going to lift or move around. Your knee is going to rotate outward and come back to parallel. Knee, parallel. So hip is staying, foot is staying like it's on a table. And I'm just spinning externally. My toes are along for the ride because this is happening at my hip joint. Externally rotating, coming back. External rotation, come back. 3 more. And 2. And 1. Now pause here. My knee is going to stay. My foot's going to lift and I'm internally rotating and come back to parallel. Internal, back to parallel. This top leg is staying at hip height. That's the starting point. And then you open. So I'm not resting on my bottom leg. My knees are not touching. Spin and return. Spin and return. 2 more. And then bring that leg down. Just for a moment, we're going to combo. So we lift, pause, externally rotate, back to parallel, internally rotate, back to parallel, lower it down. So it's lift, external, parallel, internal, parallel, lower. Lift, external, parallel, internal, parallel, lower, up, rotate, parallel, internal, parallel, lower. Keep going. External, parallel, internal, parallel, lower. 2 more. Lower, 1 more. And lower. Now, straighten this leg all the way out. Flex your foot, connect ribs, lift this leg up and down. It's parallel, it's flex. I'm not really moving anywhere except for like here down, right? This is all staying long. 2 more. And then we're going to come up and hold it. Point your foot, do your little circles at the top. So given my space that I am in, I'm thinking I'm not going to do any crazy side kicks. And that's what you have to think about when you're teaching mat classes. Reverse your circles. You have to, before you get to that point, try to look around, see what space you have to work with, and keep things contained in it so that people don't even notice. You know, if we were to lower your leg, we're going to go bigger circles with the frame of your mat. And they're still like medium size. So down, around, and up. But if I were to, you guys keep going, start doing kicks, like for me, I'm going to hit this. I can't go anywhere. If we were in a big mat class where everybody was kind of crammed together, let's reverse. That would cause them to hit each other. So you're just kind of trying to get creative with what you're given when you're teaching. 1 more. And then we're going to go big ovals, skinny ovals. So you're going to go forward to the front edge of your mat. You're going to lift up as high as you can, keeping your hips back. You're going to go back to the back edge of your mat as you go down and then forward. So long, skinny ovals. 2 more. And then we've got to reverse it, back and up. And as it gets hard, you guys have heard me say this, form falls apart. Try not to let that happen. Keep this hip stable. 2 more. 1 more. Okay, straighten both legs. We're going back to swimming. So reach this arm over your head. We're going to roll over onto your belly. Arms are going to lift, legs are going to lift, and start your swimming. Take it at whatever pace you want to take it. But your hips are steady, legs are long, and pubic bone is pressing down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're just going to take that left hand, put it kind of like a kickstand, so you can turn right over on your right side. Knees are bent, and you start your tabletop lift, up and down, lift and lower. This side is long. Trying not to flare my ribs. 2 more. Okay, now lift to where your hip height. You're going to externally rotate. come back to parallel, external, back to parallel, external, back to parallel. I can definitely feel my bottom leg working on this one. Okay, now pause your hip height. You're gonna rotate inward, come back. So my foot is spinning. Notice if things feel different. This side for me is way weaker. It also had to work, so it's gonna feel more fatigued sooner. But I know my body, it's weaker. It also has less range of motion on this internal. So notice if you feel any differences. 2 more. And then go ahead and rest it for a second, and we're comboing. So you lift, external, parallel, internal, parallel, lower. Lift, rotate, parallel, rotate, parallel, lower. Good. Up, rotate, parallel, lower. Rotate, parallel, rotate. Let's do 3 more. So lift, external, parallel, internal, parallel, lower. I'm trying to fight this length. Lift, rotate, parallel, rotate, and lower. I think we have 1 more. I lost count. We'll do 1 more, just for good measure. If it's an extra one, that's okay. And then lower. Now, straighten this leg. Whew. Flex your foot, lift, lower. Yeah, we should have done this side first. Because you're gonna see I'm already dying in this leg. It's very, very much weaker. Flex, drag it up and down. If you're feeling weird hip flexor stuff, maybe try to pull ribs together a little bit more. If that makes it worse, maybe go back to more of a neutral. Stay, point, whew, little circles. This one's almost impossible for me, this side. We still have so much more to go. Okay, reverse, floating. Try to stabilize through the rest of your body. Notice if you're rocking all over the place. Okay, now lower it. We're gonna go medium circles. I'm thinking like the size of a beach ball. Not as big as our exercise balls at the studio, but somewhere close, I guess. Taking up the space of your mat. Forward, up, back. Go ahead and reverse it. Try not to rock. Trying to keep this in my leg. Hip. Okay, we reverse again. We've got our big ovals. Ooh. If it's too much, you could bend your knee and go with a bent leg version. It's gonna make it a little less intense because it shortens the lever. Let's reverse it. Go back, up and around. Barely lift this guy from the back. 3 more. 2, 1, and then rest. Beat the burn. We're gonna flip onto your belly again. This time no swimming, so we're skipping that part. You're gonna tuck your toes under. Hands are right underneath you. You're gonna pop up to your plank position and hold it and try to come right into your plank. So booty is not lifted, booty isn't lowered. You're trying to stay right in line and then soften those elbows. Pull a little bit with your hands and broaden your collarbones. Push back through those heels if you're not. I see a lot of head dropping. Kind of a joke with my friends. I say never look down in this position. So keep your head in line with your spine and a little tiny bit forward with your vision. One knee comes down and then the other. I'm gonna turn so you guys can see me. So now you guys can just stay there. We're going hands and knees. If you've done these mat classes with me before, you've probably done this. We're gonna take your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees under hips. Walk your hands like a hand's width forward, okay? You're gonna pull with the heel of your hands. As you bend your elbows, your weight stays forward. Your forearms come down onto the mat all the way, and then you push back off. So I use my thumbs as kind of my guide here. You're not shifting back so far that you're not right over your thumbs. So I think like nose in line with your thumbs on the way down, and on the way up. You're pulling. So I'm pulling my elbows and my wrists and pushing. Pull, and push. You should start to feel your triceps. Pull, push, pull, push. 2 more. 1 more full one. Make sure your weight is still forward. You're in line with your nose. Come down all the way. Lift up an inch. Now, up an inch, down an inch. It's a crease at your elbows. Those collarbones are broad. You're still pulling and you're still shifting forward. Try to spin your elbows in more towards each other. You guys feel in your arms? I'm thinking you are. I hope so. Okay, straighten them all the way up. Pat your spine, drop your head around your spine. And now walk your knees back, modified push-up. You could keep going with that concept if you want to go more turned in with a wider elbow, but not straight out to the side, diagonal if you're doing that one. I'm going to work on my tricep one, okay? So modified push-up, we're going down in 3 counts. So you're going to come down, 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 exhale, press back up. Down, 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 exhale, press. This works with that wider elbow too. Down, 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 exhale, press. Now down, 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 hold it. Up an inch, down an inch, up, down. It's that same elbow crease, collarbones broad, neck is long. 3, 2, 1. Push all the way back, find your chest, and breathe. Okay, from here, walk your hands a little bit forward in front of your knees and tuck your toes under. You're going to lift your hips up into a kind of a short downward dog. Let your heels drop down. Push your hands into the mat to push your hips up and back and soften your knees a little. Bend one knee and then the other, stretching out those hamstrings. Good. And then we're going to walk your feet towards your hands. Bend your knees if you need to. Elbows, let everything hang and sway in the wind. Like a weeping willow, let your feet drop. I like to shift my weight a little forward into my toes and let my tailbone tip up to the ceiling. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly roll up. That imaginary wall that we started again. Let's sweep your arms up. Inhale. And exhale, lower them down. And you guys are done. How are you guys feeling?